Hello everybody, Joan Nielsen here. So my husband Mike came across a couple who was looking for help for for their son, who has a form of, can't remember exactly what they call it, but a form of epilepsy, and it's first like in small children. I've actually heard quite a lot about it recently. It's supposed to be rare, but quite a few young children have been diagnosed with it lately, and he wanted to connect with them to help them in ways that we know so much, and maybe some of the information that we have we could give to him or give to them. And that is a very sweet and awesome idea. So how do we go about that? How do we connect with people and give them the information that we have, that we know works? And and for me, well, that's doing my videos and doing my blogs, right? Getting as much information out there. So I want to do this video to anybody who is looking for help on epilepsy, any type of epilepsy, any type of seizure disorders. How can you do things, like try things different to help out yourself, your child, whoever it is? And I want to give you some ideas that have helped us. So, of course, one of the biggest things that have helped us is diet. We put Matt on a very strict, low-carb diet. And I can tell you for a fact, this helped, extremely helped him. Matthew was diagnosed when he was 13 years old with epilepsy. And if you don't know my story, I'll just give you a sum up of it. He was diagnosed when he was 13 years old. I'm his mom. And I have for, he's 27 now. He's turning 27 now. So he's been going through seizures and with epilepsy for many years now, and we've been trying everything possible to help him. So what we did when Matt was first diagnosed with epilepsy, I didn't know what to do, and I did whatever the doctors told me to do, and I had him on every medication that was whatever they decided. First was one, and that one didn't go so well with him and actually made him suicidal. And then the other one wasn't working, so they added two together to help him. And they did just kept pumping his system full of drugs. And I'd looked into a diet of paleo diet, I think is what it's called. Ketogenic diet. And the doctor that I was seeing at the time, which was supposedly the specialist, he did not recommend this because it was too much work. Well, I didn't understand that, because I'm willing to do anything and everything to help my son. But he would not recommend it, and for the ketogenic diet, you need a doctor to send you to get you all the information and all the measurings and to turn him over from the diet he has now to the diet that he's going to be on. So instead, was right around the same time I met Mike, and Mike and I started working together on a plan for Matt. Almost immediately, the beginning of our relationship was how to help Matt, as well as falling in love and all that other stuff. We had this one goal of helping Matt to live a better, healthier life. And Mike came up with, he had heard about the low-carb diet for people with epilepsy, and he had already talked to somebody whose son who had epilepsy could be helped by this. And I believe everything happens for a reason, and you meet people for the right reason, and this was the right reason for Mike meeting this person, and for me being in touch with Mike at that time for him to help me out with that. And it changed Matt from having seizures, not just one seizure, one type of seizures. He had many different types. So he had the grand mals, and he had the where you just phase out. He had light sensitive as well. He's had the I can't even remember all the names of them, but he's had them all, okay? And now he just gets the grand mals, which you may say, wow, that's bad enough, and it is. But we're so blessed right now because he only gets them when he's sleeping. So that is fantastic. Going from having many, 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 many a day to all different types to only grand mals to only once in a while is such a big, 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 big improvement for me. So diet has helped with this. He is not 100% free yet. We are still working on different ways to help him, but diet helped in such a huge way. We found out that sweetener does not help with your brain. So it really actually causes stuff to happen in your brain, and that's what seizures are. They're in your brain. So once we cut out all sweetener, that helped. Once we cut out pop, that helped, because the fizziness, same thing, carbo up in your brain, right? It all goes there, and you don't know this until you do research, okay? And I've done, like I said, I mean, years and years of research on how to help Matt get there. So diet, low carb diet. Let's start there. He went on only having 20 carbs a day. And the way, not only do I know it worked because immediately he started having less and less seizures, but also we went and gave him a test in the brain, an EEG, and found out that the volts that were all over his brain at one point in time were now to the point of being very, very, very small, in such a small area of his brain. So he went from having seizure activity all through his brain to a very small portion just from diet alone. So if you think what you eat isn't affecting your body, definitely is. And it definitely was for Matt. When he cut out all wheat products and he cut out a whole bunch of carbs, it really helped him. That's my dog beside me telling me he smells something. So there are so many other things to take into account. Like I said, sweetener and pop, not good for you. And we started him on like calming music every once in a while, like meditation, writing. If they're too small, of course, that wouldn't help with them. But diet definitely would. And I believe if you just look into what you're eating, this could help your whole illness. Look into what you're eating. Try to eat just, get out of the wheat. Get away from the wheat products just for a little while. See what happens if you go on a low carb just for a little while. Now, I don't stay on a low carb either. And right now we've gotten Matt to a point where he can now eat gluten-free, and it seems to be doing really good with him. There are certain things he still can't have that are gluten-free, but he still can't have them. But there is a lot of things that he can have that is gluten-free, and it still seems to be doing really well. So start with diet. That's where I would definitely start with. And come check out my blog, Life with Matt. We're on Facebook on Life with Matt. And you can definitely connect with me. If you just type in Joan Nielsen, you'll find me. I'm pretty easy to find. Or stay connected to YouTube and like our page and like the videos and share them. Because the more people that are aware that they can help themselves just through food alone, the more people will be healed. It's for us, it was so clear to us that food was a big factor. So watch what you're eating, watch what you're feeding your kids, and stay connected. And I'll do another video on other things that we've tried to help you out. And make an amazing day, everybody.